Well, hello everybody, and happy New Year. We're filming this on the 3rd. You probably see it on the 4th. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm up in Minnesota, and Coach is back in a relatively speaking pretty cold Florida, right?
Cold for us, Will. A spring day for Minnesota.
Yeah, that's no doubt. 30 here, which still actually isn't bad for January up here. So,
No, not at all.
anyway, we got on this video today to primarily discuss the plans and changes that we're bringing to the Ultimate Boot Camp in 2024, and then ideally beyond as well. First of all, we're very grateful for the opportunity. We'll discuss this a little bit more in March, but grateful for the opportunity to do many, many more of these. Things have really stabilized, let's say, to be able to allow us to do this, which I am very excited about. I know you are too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So we have three that we are going to. We announced two in our previous edition of the truck stop. We are announcing a third. We did finalize this before Christmas, and we're announcing it now. I'll put them up on the screen here as we go. We are going to be in the Atlanta area in 2 weeks. That is January 18th and 19th. And then about a month later in Dallas, the 22nd and 23rd of February. And then outside of the Los Angeles area, March 21st and 22nd. And respectively, Commercial Truck and Van Equipment will host us in Atlanta, Commercial Van Interiors will host us in Dallas, and Harbor Truck and Van will host us in Los Angeles. We do have more that we're working on for each month on down the line, even that elusive December. But we'll get there when we get there. But those are the three that we have finalized and accepting reservations right now. With Atlanta being 2 weeks from basically this video debuting, that's obviously the one that we're focused on. So the other big news is that we're shifting that from 2.5 days to 2 days. And Coach, why don't you talk about why we made that change? One of the many reasons why, but why from a pacing perspective we did that.
Yeah. One, obviously, it fits the schedule of the dealerships who are coming. I
Yeah.
mean, being out of the dealership for what would amount, even though the third day was half a day, is really 3.5 days out of the dealership. And after talking to a lot of our clients and then examining our program, we decided it would fit them better and that we could indeed do a quality job in 2 days by extending just a little bit each day than what we normally do.
Yeah, so really what we did was we had an opportunity to do a lot of in-dealer boot camps in the second half of 2023 and noticed that we were really pacing at a 2 day pace to begin with. And
Right.
in some cases, that third day became sales calls for the people that we were there working with. If we were in dealer or if it was the ultimate boot camp, we were able to add some guest speakers and everything to pace it back out accordingly to that 2.5. But we figured that the 2 day was better from a content perspective based on our pace. And then also, like Ken said, which was the overwhelming point from a lot of dealerships that we talked to, and a lot of really trusted dealerships too, of that extra half day was in some ways kind of a wasted day for the guys. So we thought if we could make it a 2 day deal, that we would go ahead and do that. So that explains that. And then by extension, too, we're doing that same thing with what we used to call our regional boot camps as well, right? We're shortening it
Correct.
from a day and a half to a day. And just to avoid confusion, we don't have any of these scheduled yet, but we will later in the year. The name of those will go from regional boot camp to precision boot camp because we're going to get a little bit more topic specific and cut those down to one day. So, what are some things that you're looking forward to happening in the boot camps in 2024?
Well, one, we found out that a lot of our dealerships have not been getting out the door, so we're gonna open the door, and we've got some great new innovative ways to do that. We're probably going to introduce a couple of programs that we've been using that would fit them very, very well, and using some of the tools available like YouTube. Will, I mean, there's so much they can do, and we've got some great examples of walkarounds, for instance, that have gone viral. People like Paula Ventura and others, Eric Dobby, who have just done a fabulous job. And we want to make sure that you're working on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And that's some of the ways we're going to do this. So we're going to get you more involved in social media. If you're not, you should be. And also the tools that are available, like YouTube and others out there, and like this call, using software like Zoom, so you can interact with your customers. So there's so much that's changed in this modern age of technology.
Yeah, one of the things that we hear a lot too in visiting with dealers is that people have lost a little bit of the art of going out and making those sales calls as you led with, but also the prospecting that leads to that to begin with.
Oh boy.
And so a lot of those fundamental things that people did a very good job of prior to COVID have since kind of gone away,
Yeah.
and you're having to learn how to ride that bike again. And that's one of the many aspects that will be covered in the boot camp. Obviously, that one pretty extensively so, because you got to have the basics to be able to build the relationships, to be able to think, ask for the quotes in the first place. But that is a primary focus, not only something that we've always done, but we're hearing that from dealerships, successful and those that are trying to build. We're hearing that from manufacturers and multiple manufacturers. We're having these conversations on a regular basis and hearing those same things. So we're going to bring those to light so that you really don't have any excuses for getting out there with a systematic plan for making it happen. So any closing remarks before we let the people go here?
Yeah. In one word, organizations.
I love it.
There's so many opportunities to join Home Builders Association, Associated General Contractors, local networking groups like Business Network International. There are all these organizations out there that make it easy to interact and get in front of customers at the meetings, and easy ways to get appointments. You know, you and I have probably said this one statement 100 times. We're talking to somebody, a business owner at one of these meetings, and either you or I will mention something. We'll say, "Gosh, we're only here a couple of days. I'd love to see your operations sometime."
Mm-hmm.
And it's instant appointment, because people always say, well, how do you get appointments? There's so many ways. And that's one of the things we'll talk about in the program, that the numerous ways to get appointments and to get in front of customers.
Yeah, absolutely. Feels good to be doing it again, doesn't it?
It does, man. I'm jacked up. You know me, I love making sales calls.
Yeah, yeah. The boot camps are going to be great. So again, we got 3 on the books now: Atlanta in January, Dallas in February, and Los Angeles in March. We do have more coming. Looks like we're probably going to finalize April and May, maybe as soon as this week. But we are focused on those 3, and primarily Atlanta because it's so close. That one's got a little bit of a lower capacity than the rest of them. So if you want your seat, get in on it now. commercialtrucktraining.com/UBC and then -ATL on that one in particular, but /UBC will give you the lineup for all of them. And hope to see you at one of them. Absolutely. Whether you're a rookie, a veteran, or anywhere in between.
Hey, be there. There's going to be information that will truly change what you do this year.
Absolutely. More to come on the rest of the stuff, but we wanted to focus on the Ultimate Boot Camp today. So thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you again very soon.
Take care.